For a Hokie football team with championship aspirations coming into the year, a 6-win season must come as a huge disappointment. Although Frank Beamer's legendary 20-season bowl streak remains intact, a trip to the Russell Athletic Bowl likely isn't what players and coaches were envisioning prior to the start of the year. Instead of rolling through the ACC like everyone expected, this team has struggled at every turn, and no one has struggled more than quarterback Logan Thomas. Although many have criticized the offensive coaching staff, the star quarterback has undoubtedly taken a major step backward this season. The defense also suffered from severe depth issues, particularly in the secondary. While Bud Foster's group produced some inspired efforts at times, they're maddeningly inconsistent over the course of the season, despite returning so many starters from the previous year. Things started auspiciously enough, as the Hokies earned their first win in overtime at Lane Stadium with a thrilling 20-17 victory over Georgia Tech in a strong ACC victory. They kept up the momentum by steamrolling lowly Austin Peay, but things took a turn for the worse in Pittsburgh. Thomas threw 3 costly interceptions, and the defense yielded 254 yards rushing to the Panthers, as the 35-17 loss provided the first inkling that something was amiss with this team. The Hokies returned home to shut out Bowling Green, but a trip up to Washington, D.C. to face Cincinnati led to more heartbreak, as the defense yielded a score in the final minutes to Bearcats quarterback Munchie Legault. The team had a chance to salvage their season in North Carolina, but instead allowed the Tar Heels' Giovanni Bernard to run for the most yards ever allowed by a Frank Beamer defense in an embarrassing 48-34 loss. In the homecoming game against Duke, the team came out really flat, going down by 20 points in the first quarter alone, but came to life and scored 41 unanswered points to keep the season afloat. However, a pair of tough road games in Clemson and Miami crushed whatever ACC hope the Hokies had. Although they showed flashes of brilliance in both games, they lost handily to both the Tigers and the Hurricanes to end any shot at more hardware. The team responded in a big way when top 10 Florida State traveled to Lane for a Thursday night game, even taking the lead into the final minutes of the game. However, the defense gave up yet another late score to allow the Seminoles to sneak out of Blacksburg with a win. With a 4-6 record headed into their final 2 games, the Hokies had to win out just to make it to a bowl, and though it wasn't often pretty, they came through both times. They eked out an overtime win in a trip up to Boston College and won a defensive slugfest against rival UVA to retain possession of the Commonwealth Cup for the 9th straight year and earned that coveted bowl appearance. With a disappointing season behind them, the players and coaches are now forced to focus on the bowl game and look ahead to how they can improve next year.
I think it's extremely important. We come out and won our last 2 games, and it'd just be an exclamation point if we can win a third in a row, and especially in a bowl game against a 9-3 Rutgers team who has done a lot of good things this year. Like Jack said, they're Co-Big East champs. They have one of the best defenses in the country, and so if we can go out on offense and have a successful day, then you know, it'll make up for a lot of the disappointment that we had this year.
I think, like I was saying with our football team, I was proud of the way we fought through and won the last 2 games, and this is kind of the one that you know, can give you a winning season. And you know, I think for the situations we've been in this year, that'd be you know, it says a lot about the kids in the program if we could end up here with a winning season.
This season definitely proved that Virginia Tech is capable of failure on the football field, despite the previous decades of success. With another tough schedule that includes SEC juggernaut Alabama on the horizon for next year, the question on every Hokie fan's mind is, was this season a fluke or the start of something more? I'm Alex Koma reporting.